Alrighty, every now and then we have to take a little detour from our textbook to focus on a specific objective or I think it's standard that applies only to Minnesota, and it's not in our regular math textbook. All right, and this is one of those times. So inside your notes packet, you'll notice this doesn't say 4 point something. It says A-5 or 8.5. That's because it's an appendix lesson. So here we go. First thing is our learning objective or our essential question today. And here's what I want you to write. How do I plot pairs of rational numbers on the coordinate plane? You've done some work in the past with graphing on the coordinate system, probably a lot of integers. So let's see what happens when we take it one step beyond. Okay, the coordinate plane, that's this right here. In fact, just draw a little arrow. But basically, we're just going to say it's formed by, or when you draw, the x and y axis. So then we say, well, what is the x and the y axis? Well, you can see here's x. The x-axis is basically a horizontal number line. Zero's in the middle, right here. And then each one of these would go to the right with positive numbers and to the left with negative numbers. And if, in this case, if I'm assuming that our scale is just going by ones, you could number it like this. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -1, -2, -3, and so on. Horizontal. The y-axis is the same thing, but it's vertical. So it's our vertical number line with 0 in the center. So your 0, this would be positive 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. And as I go down or below that origin, then I have negative values, -1, 2, 3, and so on. Quadrants. You could probably think of some words that have quad in them, and that root of that word has to do with 4. So the quadrants are the 4 areas or regions created by the number lines, or not the number lines, but the axes. So by the axes. Okay, and here they are. You have 4 different chunks here. Now, here's the deal. When we number them, it is custom to use Roman numerals to name these things. Okay, so right up here, it looks like a capital I. That's really quadrant number 1. And all of the points in quadrant number 1 have a positive x value and a positive y value. Now, we move counterclockwise as we number these. So here's quadrant 2. And if I took a look at any of these points here, I would find a pattern that my x coordinate, because I'm to the left of 0, the x coordinate's negative. My y coordinate, the vertical, I'm above the origin, so I'm at a positive value for y. Continuing on around this way, because we're going counterclockwise. This is quadrant 3. And this one, everything's negative because I'm going to the left of the origin and down. And now in Roman numerals, to write 4, you write IV. The coordinates here, the x coordinate is positive because I'm to the right of the origin. But then I have to go down, which makes my y value or my y coordinate negative. Now remember, ordered pair, sometimes this is called the coordinates. The first number is the x, or your horizontal movement, and the y is the second coordinate, which is your vertical. Okay, so the x coordinate, this is the first number in the ordered pair, and it's your horizontal movement, and the y coordinate is the second one. everything is based around the position or in relation to the origin. And the origin is where the two axes meet and where they intersect at 0, 0, right there. Okay, everything's based from there. All right, take a look quick at this bottom one. What I want you to do is graph each of these and then make sure that you label them on the coordinate plane. I'm going to ask you to pause the video so that you can do that work. And when you're ready to check them, turn the video back on. All right, here they are. So really be sure that you have distinguished the difference between, let's say, point E and point G, because 7, 0 versus 0, 7, here's E, here's G. Okay, that first number is your horizontal number, so that's why E is over here, 7 to the right, 0 for up and down, as opposed to G, which was start at the origin, but don't go anywhere left or right, but rise up 7 units. Okay, now your assignment is going to be this packet, this appendix packet, which really has 4 pages. Now we've gone through this first part here, but come on down to example number 1. When they are giving you this description as to what is happening here, here's point A. It says point A is 3 units what of the origin? Looks to me like it's left of the origin and 4 units down, left and down. The x coordinate right here, it has x coordinate -3, y coordinate -4, and we write it as parentheses -3, -4. It's in quadrant number 3. B is over here. B happens to be 4 units to the right of the origin, 2 units up or above the origin. The x coordinate in this case is 4. The y coordinate is 2, so we would write that as parentheses 4, 2. And that is in quadrant number 1. All right, turn the page. It says, if both coordinates of a point are negative, what quadrant is the point located? So think about that for a little bit. Go back and look at our first one up here. If both values are negative, that appears to me to be quadrant number 3. Describe the coordinates of all the points in quadrant 1. Both are positive numbers. Y is the point -4, 7. Why does that represent a different location than +4, 7? Okay, well, the x coordinates are different. Specifically, one's negative, one's positive, which means one point is going to be to the right. That would be the positive one. It's to the right of the origin. That's 4, 7. And the other one, that's -4, 7, that one is going to be to the left of the origin. That many units. Okay? That explains why. Now, as you look at this, where it's asking you to graph, I want you to pay attention as to how the y-axis and the x-axis are numbered here. Okay? Notice now you are finally getting some values that aren't perfect integers. So you're going to have to use some brain power there to figure out where am I going to label -2 and 5/10 and so on. Your assignment is to continue on this page, and likewise on this third page when they start talking about the scale, that's where we're talking about how much each grid line represents on here. As you can see, this doesn't go by onesies. You finish this page with those questions. And finally, the back page right here is your practice. And there are 6 questions there. So good luck. Be careful which way you are traveling as you are graphing. And be careful to read the grid to make sure you understand what the scale is. Good luck. This is the assignment. You don't need to check Schoology. May the force be with you.